The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. I'm murderous. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the local Catholic Christian community. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
And then, of course, we have with us for the first 22 minutes a special guest. And I'm going to ask him to introduce himself to you. He is the son of a legendary cultural hero, a man who did not live in my generation. Well, he did live in my generation, but I can't remember. And so our special guest is, what's your name, sir?
Brother Dexter Sweetie Dean Thompson, better known as Sweetie, and I'm born here in the Bahamas, and I'm happy to be amongst our associate senator and my spiritual leader and all the associate staff here.
What is the name of your father?
The great late Sweet Richard Dean.
This is powerful. So, Brother Dean, I want you to relax. We're going to get to you. But today in the country, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, our Prime Minister, has been exposed as a fake and a fraud when it was discovered that, notwithstanding the fact that he claimed that he did not take parliamentary ministerial portfolios from Romualdo Ferreira, it's turned out to be a lie, because good journalistic investigation has disproven. And then, of course, today and this whole week, I am dedicating it to Papa, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram. Yesterday I told you how I share breakfast with the former Prime Minister on Sunday. And I could not remember all the things that he said that I should not say. But having read the Tribune this morning, I can now remember the things he does not want me to say. And so we'll break more news today. I need you to relax because I have some documents in my possession. I have the 1990 address by the late Sir Clement Maynard when he espoused a policy of the Progressive Liberal Party in the House of Assembly. I also have a copy of a fraudulent order signed in the Supreme Court of the Bahamas. And when I would have shown it to you, you may no longer have confidence in our judiciary. I want this fraudery to stop. And I want the whole Supreme Court file to be sent to the corruption unit, because, boy, I can't believe that they could be committing fraud in the Supreme Court. But I got the document, and I'm going to show it to you. So that is what is taking place in the country. Please relax. I got a whole man named Speedy. Speedy, give me a bump. Welcome to Freedom March.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My spiritual advisor Bradley Roll is here. And of course, our special guest today is Dexter David, Sweetie Thompson Dane. Sweetie, welcome to Freedom March.
Welcome, Senator, and welcome to Spiritual Leader.
Well,
And
we
all
are
the
honored to have you here.
Yes.
Now, your father, what is the name of your father?
Sweet Richard Dean, H. Dean.
And he was a cultural icon. Look at camera 3 or camera 2.
Yeah, he was a cultural icon, and when I realized who you were at the time on Bay Street in the 40s and the 50s, his flamboyant culture, and as you see him, what the costumes that they're using right now.
Now, what cultural expression are you referring to? You talking about Junkanoo?
Junkanoo culture, he was flamboyant.
He was flamboyant.
And he had the whole Bahamas on Bay Street. And all back in those days, in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, when he hit Bay Street, Junkanoo started. Junkanoo wouldn't start until he reached there.
Until Sweet Richard arrived.
When he arrived, everyone goes behind him, and they go up and down the street. There wasn't this one
No
group.
organized group.
No, one man in the front.
Now, did your father in the 40s had the support of the Bahamas government and the Ministry of Tourism?
He had Sir Stafford Sands, which was at that time was the Minister of Tourism,
Yes.
and also Finance Minister. And here this flamboyant culture icon. It was so beautiful that when the ships comes in, like the Miami, the Miami and the Bahamas Star, SS Florida, and the Yamakastle, he will come aboard them, bring the tourists from Miami and all part of the United States. And when he land them here, when the ships land here, he will see that they come off board.
Now, you're talking about at the port of Nassau.
And the port was only a short port at the time.
Yes.
And he will welcome the tourists, and he bring them over.
Yes.
And when he bring them over, then he'll take them and carry them to Western Esplanade.
That would this be in the night or the day?
That day, he serenade them right straight through.
And with his serenading of them, what kind of instruments were used?
He used a cutlass and a dagger, and you call Big Chief. He's Big Chief. And
Yes.
Brave Warrior, which was the act between him and Brave Warrior, was Mother Cynthia Pratt family.
Okay.
That's George Moxie.
George Moxie.
Yeah. So that would have been Mother Pratt's brother.
Okay. Were there other participants other than the tourists? Meaning, did he have an organized group?
He had the whole Bahamas. This wasn't no group. He had the Bahamas. That when he get on Bay Street and start serenading, he block up Bay Street. And when he block up Bay Street, that means no cars can enter and do anything. And the police will try to move him away, but they can stop him because he said he is here for the people, the tourists. And the tourists would bring in the little money back in the days in the 40s and the 50s.
When was your father born?
He born May 11, 1931.
And when would you say that he died?
He died on March 24th, 1964.
Now, as a result of your father's involvement in the cultural aspect of the Bahamas, how did you get involved?
I would say I was a young little toddler in Hawkins Hill. I grew up
You
under
live on Hawkins Hill?
all my life. And
What year would you have lived on Hawkins Hill? Because I'm doing an investigation.
Okay, I started in 1953 at April 3rd, and I was moved from Hawkins Hill into Long Island, Dedmanski with my grandmother, and I came back here in Nassau.
Okay.
And here I started to get involved in the culture of Junkanoo, and that would have been around 1959.
And did that cause you to travel around the United States?
Yes, when I first got into what I call right now myself one of the greatest entertainer in this country.
That is you.
That's Dexter Sweetie Dean Thompson.
Okay.
I started at a young age as a photographer at the age of 5.
Okay.
And I was taking pictures from the age of 5 until up to now I'm still taking pictures.
So you were able to dance.
I started to dance at the age of 5.
And what kind of costume did you wear?
We wear the costumes for newspaper, the Tribune, because I was a Tribune boy.
Okay. And you would rush and dance.
Russian dance up and down.
I find it interesting that a light-skinned Negro like you can dance. Where would you get the dancing aspect from?
I guess it comes from the genes and the blood. It's in the blood.
This is powerful.
It's in the blood. I couldn't help myself because when I came out in the 70s and made my first appearance over at the Guyaba Room, it was a exploration.
Wow.
To see a man could just break up glass bottles, bear balls, whatever balls. The people used to break the balls up.
Did the UBP government, during the period when you perhaps first started, were you ever honored by the UBP Ministry of Tourism and the PLP Ministry of Tourism and or the FNM? Have you ever felt that your country honored you for your cultural participation?
I would say, as I speak to the nation and to the world right now, for the years that I've been performing, and that's a long, long time, over some 58 years, I think I needed some recognition because...
And they've not given you any at all?
No recognition as I speak right now, and this is why I'm here. Because I was paralyzed for 5 years from 2011 up until 2016. I was laying in my bed, and I had raindrops falling on my head.
How come?
Because
there was a hole in your roof.
A hole in my roof.
Don't be upset. There's a hole in my roof now.
But I thank God that I lived through it because I got washed with the blood because of Jesus. You know,
yes.
Jesus washed it, and I thank God for my last Prime Minister, Perry Gladstone Christie.
Mr. Christie.
Yeah, when he put a brand new roof on the Ponderosa.
Really?
And I was dried ever since then.
This is powerful.
I would thank God.
If I had sense, I would have asked Christie to do my roof too.
But I mean, it did take a little while. But he didn't know that I was in that until when I called him on the radio during the time of the hurricane.
Yes.
And that explored that I need help. I shout to the world because when I look at my life, at the youngest manager in this country, at Super Value at the age of 16.
Really?
I took the young boys off the streets shooting marbles at the age of 8, and I put uniforms on their body, my personal money. And I said, y'all go and work and earn $1 for your mommy and the children.
If you had to speak to the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Denuncio de Aguila, and you say to him, what would you say to him? What kind of cultural honor do you think the Ministry of Tourism ought to provide for you?
Right now,
yes.
I call him because why? When we first opened up Super Value in 1966.
Was Rupert Roberts the owner then?
Rupert Roberts was the owner. And Vincent de Aguilar had owned the building. And here...
Who owned the building?
De Aguilar.
You mean
Vincent? That's De Aguilar, the Minister of Tourism now. His father had owned that building called Silver Wash.
Oh, now I see.
There's plenty memory. There's history.
Now I
So it
understand
was
something.
me and Junior Roberts.
Yes.
And it was Vincent de Aguilar.
Right? Go ahead, talk.
And
I'm
Brother
sorry.
Sweetie Dexter Thompson.
Uh-huh.
But where are Mr. Aguilar now for Sweetie?
Well, I don't know where he is, but
But I asked and I called for him
yes.
to come to my assistant, my aide,
Uh-huh.
that I'm here in that Ponderosa 24 hours.
Has he been to see you?
Not yet.
You know he's my cousin, right?
Yeah, and
Speak to him and tell him that cousin Rodney say he must come and see you.
yeah, I want all the entertainers in this country
Yes.
to come see me, because when I was laying down, paralyzed,
Yes.
there was not one entertainer in this country came and just touched my hands.
Did Ronnie Butler came?
Ronnie Butler didn't come, although I have a movie with at his place.
Okay.
That my first production
Uh-huh.
television movie
Yes.
was at Ronnie's Rebel Room, the biggest show ever hit the history.
What kind of, what did you do?
I dance on glass bottles.
Really?
I dance on nails.
Yeah.
I put the cutters in my throat. I do the mambo dance. I
Are
do
you
the
still
limbo.
able to do those kind
No,
of
I
things?
cannot do that right now because my
You can't dance?
I can dance. I mean, that's in the blood, but my spine,
Okay.
my spine has nuts and bolts and rods in it.
This is powerful.
And I'm asking the whole Bahamas, the whole world. This is the first time they have ever seen me after 10 years. And that's just why I appreciate, Senator, that you allowed me to
I don't
come on
want
this
to be
show.
too personal with you, but you keep saying that you were crippled. What do you mean by that?
I could not move because I had a spine operation.
Okay.
And I was laying in my bed confined with Pampas.
Okay.
And they had to push me left to right. And when the ambulance come for me, they'll put me on a sheet and lift me up on the sheet and put me on the trolley.
God is very
And look
good.
at me right now.
My God.
God be
Praise
the
the Lord.
glory. Because
Absolutely.
he said, all things that we cannot handle on this earth, we must present it to him.
Look
and
at the camera.
let him do the works.
Yes.
Because the power of the Holy Spirit is in faith. And I ask everybody who out there in the world, don't give up. Just have faith in our mighty Jesus God. Because when you go in Acts chapter 3, verse 6, he speaks about when the lame man was at the gate of the temple.
Oh, hallelujah.
And when Peter and John and Jesus was passing by, he stopped Jesus and Peter and John. And he said, could you make me whole? Could you make me walk again after 38, 40 years? And Jesus, they stopped. And he said, could you touch me?
This is powerful.
And when God gave the command to Peter, the lame man didn't even he wondered why Peter have to touch me.
So you do attend church.
I'm a spiritual leader in this country.
This is powerful.
I've been all my life because I grew up under Cyril Robinson and Tommy Robinson,
Uh-huh.
Brenda Archer, and also Cyril and Willis C. Robinson.
Tell this government what you expect, because you and your father, Sweet Richard, was Sweet Richard also a light-skinned Negro?
Identical, two identical. If you look at the
You
pictures,
have a picture of Sweet Richard?
that's him right here.
This is Sweet Richard here.
Yeah, that's him right
Wow. This is your daddy.
there. And you go inside.
Is there any photograph
or,
of him in here?
And the Jungle
This is
show,
in here?
that's him.
This is your father.
Go right straight through and
I see
What-
why all the woman them is reported to have been in love with him.
all,
Yeah.
the whole Bahamas,
Yeah.
the whole United States, and
They
the
loved
whole
him.
world love him because he was a man that he'll give out his heart. When he go on Bay Street, he closed Bay Street down and start performing, and they was picking up the money on the streets and put in the bag. When the show is all over, he will take his white Cadillac and take that money and go to every school in the Bahamas and give the children
It was
lunch
powerful.
money.
Now your time is running out, so
Yeah.
all the things you wish to say, go right ahead, because you got 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Go ahead.
I would like to wish all our associate members here at Island Luck, that's a boss. I worked with him for many, many, many years. his father, Smiley Bastian, both of us worked at City Market. And Smiley Bastian was a great man, a lovable person. And Zabas came right behind and do the same thing for him. And I was the same way, because when I was at Super Value, I used to give my heart to the people. And at the Christmas time, they'll have a ham and turkey, and I will have post-dated checks when they needed grocery. And at the end of the month, they will come and pay, carry the checks to the bank. But I will hold them in the safe at Super Value. That's the person I were. And I'm happy, and I'm so glad to know that this year, the first year that I can be out in the society and let the people know I haven't been dead, because everybody thought I was gone home.
Wow.
But I'm here, live.
How old are you?
I'm 64 years old.
64 years. You look good for 64.
Yeah. And during my time, I was the youngest man in this country to buy a piece of property at the age of 12.
Wow.
And build the building at the age of 14.
Where was that built?
At Freeman Smith subdivision, called Kobe subdivision, and the street that I'm living on called Thompson Close. And I thank God for everyone in the Bahamas.
My spiritual advisor, will you kindly shake Speedy hand, because
It's a pleasure meeting you.
God bless
You have a wonderful story.
Yes, it is.
And you have a lot to give God thanks
man,
for.
and I just thank God that everybody can see me now, that I'm
You have a
alive.
testimony.
I'm alive.
You have a testimony, my
He
friend.
said, in Matthew speak about the lame, the
Yes,
sick, and,
absolutely. And they
the
were
blind.
healed. Miracles.
Miracles.
They were
So,
healed.
and
Absolutely.
here, I'm here.
Your testimony. Your living
because
testimony.
I got-
Absolutely. So give God thanks, man.
No ambulance had to bring me here.
Really?
No, I drove here.
You drove here?
With Priscilla Rollins and all my associate families.
Wow.
Especially Jelita Williams.
Wow.
And all my
Interesting.
sons,
Interesting.
my children.
how many
A
children
very
you got?
touching story indeed.
I have
Absolutely.
8 children and 15 grandchildren, and I'm happy to be with them.
Listen,
And
I am so proud. I love men who make plenty babies.
yeah, but you see, the thing about it is that God say,
Be
plenty up
fruitful.
in heaven, be
Yes.
fruitful and
And multiply.
multiply, because he not finished with this world. And when the world is finished, that means there would be no more babies, because everybody be back
more
in
marriage.
heaven.
Well,
and I thank God
Dexter,
for Bishop.
quickly grab a flag past the spiritual advisor one,
And I want
because
to say a warm welcome to my bishop,
wave it, who's your bishop?
my Walter Hanschel, who was by my side.
Bishop Hanschel.
And Bishop Samuel Johnson by my side.
This is
and
powerful.
all the Anglican diocese.
Lord, we thank you
I love you all.
for a man named Speedy. You know, you're the first man I ever called Speedy. Lord,
I love everybody out there.
a man that I've called Speedy.
Yeah.
Speedy, take good care.
And I love
we thank you
I love the
for
whole
your
Bahamas.
contribution to the country.
I love the Bahamas.
Speedy, a man named Speedy.
God bless.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, how are you again?
I'm doing great, Mr. Monker.
Wasn't it great for us to hear
Yes, yes.
from Dexter Richard
Richard
Sweetie
Dane
Thompson Dane?
Okay, yeah.
His mother is Thompson. His father,
is a Dane.
yeah.
Okay.
He's a very colorful man
Mm-hmm.
and obviously a cultural icon
Mm-hmm.
in which this country has not recognized.
Oh, he's been overlooked.
Yeah.
I hope the last 18 minutes would have done him some justice, and that somebody who is in the cultural arena would have listened to the show and, try to, get with him and see how best they could, reward him. He did leave some telephone numbers, Mr. Monica. I
Yes,
guess
he
you can
did.
share them
Yeah.
at some
Well,
point during the show.
we do have a cultural ministry, do we?
Yeah, Ministry of
Who would be the Negro minister
Culture.
responsible for cultural affairs?
Mm.
He is a poet.
Oh, is that sports and culture?
He is an actor.
Yes. I forget these F&M.
His name is
Michael Pintard. Yeah.
Goodness of mercy, my spiritual advisor, you can't be a real F&M.
Yeah,
Huh?
getting over 51 now.
Well, this is true. So those of you who might wish to contact Sweetie, that's Dexter David, Sweetie Thompson Dean.
Sweet tea.
Yeah, Sweetie. His number is 394-2902. 394-2902. 558-4000. 558-4000. And or 805-1983. 805-1983. Well, we dealt with the cultural aspect of the Bahamas. Now we must return to the politics, because a Philistine has arisen in the Free National Movement who has pursued a policy which is designed to throw the Bahamas economically and politically back 50 years ago. We saw the Tribune today because I told you that on Sunday I was moved after a wonderful church service to go and see the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram. I went to see Papa for all kind of reason. I went to complain to Papa, tell Papa how Minister promised to create a tax-free zone in the Bainstang and Grandstang area. And I said, Papa, my nice little taxi coming. And Minister wouldn't give me my tax-free. I complained to Papa. And I thank God that Papa is a disciplined man, because ain't nobody could complain as much and as long and as hard as I do. And Papa listened to me. And Papa gave me all kind of satisfaction. And then I told you, there were things that Papa said to me that he didn't want me to say, and I couldn't remember it. And now I pick up the Nassau Guardian, and all them things that Papa told me is right here on the front page of the Nassau Guardian, of the Tribune. I apologize. This is the Tribune. It's here on the front page of the Tribune. Papa told me all these things. Now, I believe I can now go further and say the things that Papa told me. I'll start with Frankie Campbell. I said to Papa, Papa, the affidavit, oh Papa, this affidavit that Frankie has, something fundamentally is wrong with it. I told you that the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram, after hearing my submission about Frankie affidavit, all right? Now, Papa didn't tell me he see it, but knowing Papa, Papa can see many things, and Papa has good access. Do you know that Papa ruled in my favor? Papa has declared that Frankie affidavit is fraudulent. You heard what I told you? The Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram has declared this affidavit to be fraudulent. Lord Jesus, I thank you that I ran into a national leader who put aside political skullduggery and political differences. Papa didn't look at the fact that I'm a grassroots man. Papa did not look at the fact that I was born and raised in the inner city. Papa listened to the legal submission, and he declared that this affidavit, signed on the 1st of July 1983, to which Frankie lodged for record either on the 2nd or the 21st of May 2012, Papa, and by Papa, I mean the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram. He ruled in my favor. He said the affidavit is fraudulent. My spiritual advisor, in view of what I just said, what are your views?
Well, Mr. Monka, I don't know if I have any particular views at this time, but I guess the only thing I can say is that I know the former Prime Minister to be a man that cut things straight, in my humblest opinion. But however, we're going to have to wait to see how the government will deal with the matter. And if it does arise to the point where it goes to the courts, then we'll see what the courts say. Because you must remember now that in a situation like this is a matter that has to go before the courts.
Oh,
and
no. Pinling,
the courts
in
will have to rule.
1974, faced with an identical situation. Although, I submit, Frankie Alfred Campbell is in a worse position than the late Sinclair Alton was.
How so?
Because he did not produce a fraudulent document. You see, he ain't produced no affidavit. He ain't produced nothing fraudulent. He came out and he told Pinling and the PLP that he now has discovered that he was not born in the Bahamas. In the case of Frankie, who sits unlawfully in the cabinet of the Bahamas and who is away representing the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, he produced this fraudulent affidavit and lodged it for record on the 21st of May 2012. You would recall when I first broke the story, I told you that I had received intelligence that Frankie was trying to apply for a nomination when Mr. Ingram was leader of the Free National Movement, around 2012. I told you that Papa did not give him the nomination. I didn't know the reason why, nor have Papa told me the reason when I saw him on Sunday. But I am a man who recognized that if Papa refused Frankie an affidavit, Papa must have known that Frankie was a bogus citizen. But Papa has a good heart. Papa ain't telling me that. But Papa say this is fraudulent. And I watched to see Carl Bettel, an attorney general, trained among all them good white people in England. He went to England. He's a London trained lawyer. And Carl got everything. Carl got color. Carl got curly hair. Carl got good education. Carl been to London. Carl is attorney general for the second round. And by God, Carl will not uphold the law by telling Minnis, listen, it's bogus, and that Frankie should resign. And to the immigration department, I call upon you not to let Frankie enter the Commonwealth of the Bahamas because he's bogus and he will not repent, because it is easy to solve this problem. But I thank God that I've lived to find a statesman in the government to agree with me. Frankie, you're bogus. You're not a citizen. But Minnis can't protect you. He thinks he can protect you. And all that the FNM is practicing is gangsterism. Because for you to have a man representing unlawfully the people in Southern Shores sitting in the cabinet, it is a disgrace, a national disgrace. So, this is the affidavit of Frankie Campbell. All right? And Papa say it is fraudulent. Papa is a lawyer. Papa been studying and Papa has been practicing from 1976. And Papa know fraud when he see it. Papa knows what are the relevant documents that ought to be attached. But Minnis who says he is fighting crime, he doesn't recognize crime when he see it. And that's what it is. So I've told you. Now I'll go to the next piece. Papa is extremely embarrassed with Minnis and his cabinet. because Papa is aware that in 1990, the PLP produced this document that I'm holding. See, Papa's a historian. Papa knows things. Sometimes Papa is forget. But if you jog Papa memory, Papa remembers. So I'm in possession of a document that I suspect I'm the only person in the country has this document. And I believe Papa has it too. Now, I categorically deny that Papa gave this to me. But I believe that Papa, using magic, a Negro man showed up and presented this to me. I don't link the man to Papa, but I'm suspicious that Papa unknowingly may have used the forces of good so that I could have it. But I ain't sure. But I call this, what kind of journalism is this, my spiritual advisor? This is investigative journalism. Papa would have sat back and he would have seen the Bahama Journal. He would have read all the statement issued by the PLP. Here is Monday Bahama Journal. PLP warns foreign investor. Papa would have seen this. Papa would have read and listened to the debates, and Papa would have recognized that the PLP was speaking truth. Papa realized it. Remember, I told you yesterday that I ran into the leader of the opposition in this country, Philip Brave Davis, and I put a question to him, and he gave me an answer. And as I talk with Papa, something tells me, ask Papa the identical question. And Papa gave me the identical answer that Philip Brave Davis, the leader of the opposition, has given to me. Now here, in 1990, my spiritual advisor, I thought I provided you with a copy. You may hide that copy.
No, I have the document.
You have the document? Mm-hmm. No, my spiritual advisor, that is not the document. That is a fraudulent court order. Because all they're doing is committing fraud in the Supreme Court. And I'm going to produce it because this is called investigative journalism. Now, this is a copy of a communication to the Honorable House of Assembly by the Honorable Sir Clement Maynard, who was Deputy Prime Minister, and he delivered this on Wednesday, the 19th of September, 1990. It's a long document, and I invite students to find a copy of it so that you could understand why Mr. Ingram would be upset over the fact that an F&M government led by Dr. Hubert Minnis and his sidekick, Brent Simonette, has become regressive. And I'll give you an idea. This is what Sir Clement said to the Honorable House of Assembly. Mr. Speaker, I have the honor to inform this Honorable House that the government will launch a new policy on investment promotion on Monday, the 24th of September, 1990, taking world conditions fully into account and aiming to equip the Bahamas with the technology it needs to succeed during and beyond this decade. The new policy is styled an investment promotion program for the 21st century. Any legislation required to implement aspects of the plan will be introduced in due course. Mr. Speaker, the investment promotion program is designed to encourage and accelerate the flow of capital and the transfer of technology from around the world to the Bahamas. It is directed at individuals who intend to establish specialized industrial or business enterprises or otherwise invest in the Bahamas in a manner which will increase the capacity of the Bahamas to take full advantage of the benefits available under the Caribbean Basin Initiative of the United States and the Lomé Convention of the European Economic Community, and contribute significantly to the expansion and diversification of the Bahamian economy, with special emphasis on the creation of employment and joint venture business opportunities for Bahamian nationals. 27 years later, Dr. Minnis and Brent Simonet has stolen some of the ideas from the PLP, but they turn it retrogressively, because when you examine this document, you would see the vision of the PLP, and you will also see by Mr. Ingram's explanation in today's Tribune how he built on the same kind of investment program. The PLP talk about $250,000. 27 years later, this group of incompetent former ministers of Mr. Ingram, those who were sitting in his cabinet as Ingram tried to teach them. These are former ministers who sat in government with the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, and Ingram attempt to teach them. And my God, Minnis' head was as hard as coconut because he didn't learn. And Brent Simonet, his head was harder than coconut. And Ingram is embarrassed. I met with Papa. There are things that Papa didn't tell me that I discerned, because Papa is very magical. Papa can talk to you, and the things that Papa does not say, you know that Papa is upset. So I'm going to look at today's Tribune, and every Negro and the Conkey Joe people should get a copy. Papa recognized that Philip Brave Davis and the PLP are correct in their opposition. Papa recognized that you can't blame Minnis, because Minnis is politically and economically incompetent. It's Brent Simonet. Blame him. You put the blame on Brent. And Brent is taking advantage of Minnis, because Brent knows that when it comes to economics, Minnis ain't understand. But if this was biology, if this was gynecology, if this was, he would understand. So let's look at what Papa say, because this is a powerful, powerful article. Ingram Rapp Enterprise Bill. He say they need to rethink on investor guarantee. And Ingram is demonstrating to Minnis and Brent the power and the influence of Philip Brave Davis and the Progressive Liberal Party. Because when you are talking about establishing national policy, it can't be one party. Because Papa point out that the politics in the Bahamas has changed. You get 5 years. Minnis got 5 years. Philip Brave Davis is the next 5 years. And Philip Davis has told the foreign investors, he said, let me tell you all something. Don't listen to Minnis and them, Because when we come to power, we are going to repeal the legislation. And Mr. Ingram recognized it, because Mr. Ingram did the same thing in 1990. I have to remember exactly what that project was. I think Penland Dam did borrow some money from Scotia Bank, and many of the parliamentarians were not present for the voting. And as a result of that, the resolution was passed with a minority vote. And Ingram told Scotia Bank, you all can further lend Penland and the PLP the money. I only want you all to know that it was a minority vote, and we in the FNM will not recognize it. And Penland This happened around 1990. Penland had to reconvene the parliament and what you call the people them who got the whip. And he ordered that the whip be put on every PLP parliamentarian. And Penland had to get a better mandate from the members of parliament. So what goes around comes around. And Philip Brave Davis may not have remembered that that happened in 1990. But by grab, he has told the world, investors beware. And now, the Negro Minister of Finance, based on also guardian, my spiritual advisor, Peter Turnquest, he now recognized that they in the F&M cabinet are dumb and that Philip Brave Davis has pulled out an ace. And so Peter now say PLP repeal threat is dangerous. Well, that's what you get for not sitting down with the leader of the opposition. That is what you get for thinking that 35 seats gives you some constitutional mandate to do anything you want to do without consultation with the opposition. And Philip Brave Davis is the leader of the opposition in this country. And Papa is a statesman. All Sunday, I try to get Papa. I said, Papa, man, minister may know what they doing. Papa, come back. Papa, come back. Next thing I know, when Conky Joe man show up. And every time I had Papa almost coming back, the Conky Joe man interfere and say, why don't you leave Papa alone? Don't you see Papa don't want to come back? So Papa has told the nation, and Papa is upset. All right? Listen to what Mr. Ingram say. Mr. Ingram noted that Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, White Minister Desmond Bannister, Financial Services Minister Brent Simonet, and Labor Minister Dion Fowles were all cabinet ministers at the time they agreed to move from a $250,000 investment to perhaps $500,000 or more. And Papa can't understand how they can't pass the test. Well, Papa, they dumb. Minister A-Line, all this in the Jeep with Papa. And I thought Minister was learning. And Minister A-Line. And so Papa is upset. Look what all Papa say. As for the bill's provision, automatically granting work permits to people if the Director of Immigration failed to address their application in 14 days. Mr. Ingram said, to say that I can in 14 days approve or have your permit deemed to be approved does not give me enough time to determine your suit. That's what Papa pointed out. So this is a gangster piece of bill. It's gangsterism. And I thank God that Mr. Ingram has risen above the political fray. And remember what I told you, that the same question I put to the leader of the opposition is identical to what I put to Mr. Ingram. And by grab, they have the identical answer. And now Papa is attempting to save the reputation of the country by telling ministers to pull back this stupid commercial bill and sit down with the opposition and come up with a national immigration policy, because Philip Brave Davis has made it clear. Investors around the world, the leader of the opposition in this country has warned you. Because every 5 years, my people, the Bahamian people, will be voting out governments. Will Minnis listen to a reasonable Papa? Will Brent Simonet turn back? Will what the Negro man in charge of the Ministry of Works What's his name?
Desmond Bannister.
Well, Desmond Bannister turned back. The young folks, you're a senator. Minister could appoint you, could fire you, so keep quiet.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and praise the Lord, Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mr. Monker.
Are you looking at the Tribune?
Oh man, this story is it's a knockout. The former prime minister has decided to get into this political debate on this enterprise bill, and he's voicing his opinion on it. You know, I mean, the former prime minister is a very shrewd politician,
And indeed, a former Minister of Finance
right.
in
So,
this
man,
country.
He would see all the weakness, I guess, in this bill.
And he would be aware of this document that Sir Clement Maynard presented.
Would he be aware of that?
Of course, Papa was a member of Parliament
Okay.
in 1990. Okay?
Yes, he was.
This was
2
September.
years before he won the government.
By May of 1990, Sir Cecil had died, and Mr. Ingram was slowly moving in to take over the F&M.
Okay.
1990. And this was a powerful policy. And the PLP talked about 250,000. Mr. Ingram raised it. The PLP also, in this document, told the investor he has to demonstrate that he got at least $2 million. Minister ain't tell that to the investor. And in this program, the PLP told the investor he could not be personally involved. But under the F&M, they're selling us out. But I thank God that Papa, notwithstanding that he is an F&M, has come to the side of the PLP and the nation, because Papa knows that we must put country first. And Papa, this is the document. All right? Listen to what Papa say in the Tribune. I told y'all Papa tell me all kind of things. Now y'all see that I didn't lie when I said I met with Papa, and Papa told me all kind of things. And those things which he did not say verbally, Papa said to me spiritually. Do you know what Papa told me? Papa told me that that boat that they found, Papa don't believe Haitian came on that. You hear me? Papa think it's a ruse. And by that, what did I understand from Papa without he communicating it? That this was a political distraction by Minas and the F&M. Papa didn't say that in words. But as I sat down and I listened to Papa, that is what I concluded. That this whole immigration exercise pursuing Haitian is designed to invoke the devil in the Bahamian people and to create an anti-Haitian movement in the country as Minas and them continue to fox up the nation. And I thank God for the words that Papa didn't tell me. But Papa is suspicious. You hear me? Papa is suspicious. And every day, Dr. Minnis is being discredited. What does Dr. Minnis expect from a minister who named Rummy? If you appoint a man who names Rummy and you discover he is drunk, don't get upset. Just raise your glass and toast to him. That's it. If you appoint a man whose name is Rummy and you discover that he's drunk, just raise your glass and toast to him. Now, Minnis has denied a story that has been circulating that he has moved Rummy Ferraro's portfolios. And by grab, a light-skinned Negro by the name of Warren McCartney, having learned how to do investigative journalism. He's gone. He's gotten the cassette. And the cassette now demonstrates that Menace does not speak truth. But I told that to y'all. I said, listen, Menace don't talk the truth, you know. So if you're talking to him, just don't believe nothing. And if you don't believe nothing, you wouldn't be disappointed. And if he does something, you'd be excited because he does not speak truth. All right? Now we know that he took many portfolios. But when he discovered the political backlash, since he doesn't know the system, since he's not been educated in the parliamentary democracy, he did not recognize that it had been cassetted. And one of the things about the cassette, you cannot destroy it because there are so many copies that are daily being distributed. And therein we now discover that you cannot take Menace's word. And because Menace is a Negro, he will not resign. Because Negro people are not educated in the Westminster system. So they ain't got no respect for the system. So he, having misled deliberately the media, and by extension the Bahamian people, he will not resign. Because Menace is a Negro who has not been educated in the Westminster system of government, and therefore he cannot comprehend the honor system. But this is what Dame Joan Sawyer said during the campaign. A former Chief Justice and a former President of the Court of Appeal said that if God could use an ass, they are words in the Tribune, certainly God could use Dr. Menace. That's what Dame Joan Sawyer say. And it was then that I realized that Dame Joan Sawyer is not safe. She can't be safe. Because certainly when God used the ass, he talked. And I'm sure God is trying to use Menace because Menace has a hard heart. But I let him know that Mr. Ingram is embarrassed. He's ashamed. Mr. Ingram is ashamed because he cannot believe that after those Negroes sat with him in the cabinet of the Bahamas and they agreed on $500,000, Menace allowed Brent to throw him back. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello. Hello.
Afternoon.
Okay. Yes. What's on your mind?
Yes, Mr. Monica, good afternoon to you and your spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon, comrade.
Huh?
Speak to me. Good afternoon.
Yes. Mr. Monica.
Yes.
They must be paying you a hell of a lot of money for all these lies you telling, man.
Tell me one lie that I talk.
You're trying to bring this country down like
what
that.
What lie?
Man.
You saw
You're bringing the country down by talking a bunch of stupidness.
You saw the Tribune? See, Papa? That's Papa. Have you read the Tribune? Answer my question. Did you read the Tribune?
You got to do better than this, man.
What kind of Negro is this, man?
You got to do better than this, man.
Did you see the Tribune?
You're killing this country, man.
I am killing the country?
You're bringing. Why don't you talk about all the things what the PLP do to bring this country down like this? Huh? Why don't you do that?
Give me an example. Let me hear you. Using F&M, right? Have you read the Tribune to see what the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram had to say?
Every time.
Answer my question.
Stop this.
Listen.
Doing, man? Stop it.
Booyaka!
Stop it.
Booyaka! Booyaka! Goodness of mercy. These F&Ms are something. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. What's on your mind?
Hello?
Yes.
Mr. Moncur.
Yes.
How you doing? I'm one of the women them.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Don't mind that. The judge said God used an ass. That's one of them jackass. God ain't gonna use him. And he can't read. That's why he coming on talking fool. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
That's one of the women them. Lord, I thank you for thousands of women who are following me. So we have Mr. Ingram, a nation builder, who recognized that the PLP is correct in taking a philosophical position. And Papa rose above it. And Papa's embarrassed. Papa can't believe that he had all them Negroes sitting around the cabinet table, and from $500,000, they gone back to $250,000. Who this for? Who they trying to benefit? And I blame Brent Simonet. Brent, you should hang your head in shame, because you should not take advantage of Dr. Minnis. Man, it's terrible. Goodness me. Spiritual advisor, do you want to say anything?
I'm punch drunk right
You're
now.
punch drunk.
Yeah.
Listen, don't be punch drunk.
I have
Praise
no
the Lord.
comments at this
Papa
time.
is always on the right side of history,
This bill is catching a lot of hell, man.
because it's a
This
gangster
is-
bill.
This is catching a
This
lot,
does not benefit the Bahamian
a
people.
lot of hell. I talk about from every side. This is being slapped around
They-
like crazy.
Yes, $250,000. Huh? And you could come in for 30 days, set up shop, and all you got to do is apply for work permit. And if you ain't here from the immigration in 14 days, every work permit that you applied for is granted. May Brent Simonet buck his big toe on his way from Abaco. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Yes. Speak to me.
Hello.
Hello, is this Brent
Mr.
Simonet?
Monker.
Yes.
Professor, how's everything today?
Okay, everything's fine.
Yes. My spiritual advisor, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Yes, the Conky Joe man?
Yeah, this is the Conky Joe.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, and you can let me talk and don't cut me off, I want to go back to 60 years ago. You say you're 60.
No. I want you to go back to the day's Tribune to see what Papa say.
No, Papa's a
discuss-
good man.
Papa's what?
Papa's a good man.
Okay, well, Papa say that this bill is not in the interest of the country.
Yeah, well, we're in big trouble.
Okay, go ahead, talk.
Okay, don't cut me off, okay?
All right, talk.
I want to go you back to 60 years ago when I came out of school as a young man,
Okay.
okay? Now, I wanted to ask you a question. Is he better now than it was then? You don't know because you're only 60. How's my spiritual advisor? How old is he?
I'm 51.
Oh, you're 51, so
Yeah, I'm
you're still a
too
young
young.
man.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
want to carry you back to 60 years ago, right? When all the children come out of school, they can get 1, 2, 3 jobs if they wanted them, and with no problem.
What was the population then?
It doesn't matter about
Oh,
the
it
population. You
matters.
apply for the population.
It matters.
Yes,
it matters.
Yes,
What was the population
advance
then?
According to the population. Let me go through the story before you say anything. When 60 years ago we had a resort here, the Lloyd's Resort on Spanish Wells. Harbor Island had Pink Sands. Current had the Current Club. Gregory Town at Arawak Key. Governor's Harbor at French Leave. Rock Sound at Cotton Bay Club. Cape Eleuthera was a big resort. But since then, what's happened? I don't know. Everybody had jobs. Everybody was making money.
Well, what time it is today?
What I want to know what's happening today. Yeah, that's
You
what I want
have
you to explain to
an
me. We got
incompetent
rid of the government,
F&M.
and the only government that was ever able to run this country, or ever will be able to run this country.
What government was that?
After then, listen to me. After then, we've been going down ever since.
What government was that?
Well, you can figure it out.
I
the
said
best
what
way you
government it
can.
was.
You know as good as I know.
Well, I know.
But since then,
Lord, I got to put up
when
a
I was
decent
a young man, every year there was a certain amount of money granted to each settlement to pave the roads.
You know who got that? You know who got that in the budget?
Well, I guess it might be a South Sands days. I don't know.
No, it was Brent
But this
Daddy.
is what was going on.
So Roland
Every year-
Simonet, the late Paul Adley, showed me the budget. And every budget, Sir Roland, who was premier, got his slice. You take good care, and you better repent because Papa say this is wrong. Okay?
No, Papa didn't say it's wrong. Papa agrees with me 100%.
No. I can let you go. Don't say that about Papa before
Yes,
I say
Papa's
to
a good
you,
man.
Booyaka! Why the Conky Joe man is safe? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Moncur.
So,
Tell that old man who's talking, tell him nobody won't go back to the UBP.
wow.
Tell him he need to crawl back in the crab hole when he come out of.
Okay.
That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice.
You leave this man alone.
Yeah, but that's not nice. Eh?
Anything else you want to say, brother?
Repent of that and say sorry, eh?
This is good. Hello? Anybody else on the singing? Okay. So my spiritual advisor, Papa, has a lot to say. All right? And Papa is showing how Minis is incompetent. Okay? And so I'm going to invite the country to get a copy of Sir Clement Maynard bill. Sir Clement said, as advised above, eligibility for permanent resident in the Bahamas is a key component of the investment promotion program. All right? And he talked that in addition to the grant of permanent residence to an applicant registered under the program as an investor, entrepreneur, or independent specialist, the same status will be granted to the spouse. And the PLP stipulate what kind of money you had to have. And Papa improve on it. And the next thing we know, Minis get Brent to turn it back. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello, speak to me.
Hi, Rodney Manker.
Hello, my dear.
How are you?
Listen, I'm struggling.
How is your spiritual advisor?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Turn your TV down, sweetie.
Speak to me.
You ain't tired talking fool?
This is
You ain't tired talking fool?
hang up
fool?
on this woman before as leader I curse her. Booyaka! You're not a saved woman. All right? You're just like Marvin Dame's first cousin, One Rio. Okay? Goodness, I got to put up with all kind of insults. What kind of woman this is? Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hey, Mr. Manka.
So,
How you doing? Spiritual advisor?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Man, everything cool, man. Mr.
Understand.
Manka, I heard that they laid off 30 persons from the VAT place.
yes.
And I understand they hired 7 brand new persons this morning in the VAT place. Why they didn't take 7 people out of the 30 and keep their jobs?
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
Well, Fred Mitchell told them. Fred said, listen, this is about politics and economics. If
And
you vote,
they fire Marva Hasty. They fire Marva Hasty, who's a big time F&M in the gaming board. Kenyatta Gibson them. They fire Marva Hasty, who's a big time F&M.
Is she a brown
Lick it down, mama.
okay, is Marva brown skin?
Huh?
Is she brown skin?
I think so.
Well, tell her brown skin people could appeal. Do well, comrade.
Tell them go lick it down, mama.
Stop cursing on this radio for the police lock me up. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Speak to me. Will you please speak to me? Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Martha.
Yes.
You know what I going to do?
What?
I going to put a liquor on you and get you off the air because you talks a bunch of stupid.
That isn't the Conquist Your Man. Listen,
No.
hold on for a second. Now listen, I want you to stop it before I complain to the people at Spanish Well and have them send you to a settlement. You ain't no Conky Joe. You're a Negro. Go on. Hello? Hello? Speak to me. I can't believe a Conky Joe man could carry on like that. Hello?
Hello.
Yes? Who's this?
Hello, Mr. Monk. How are you?
Listen, I'm fine. What's on your mind?
I'm calling about how you is. Why you always cursing people out, Mr. Monk?
I don't curse anybody. I speak in strange tongues.
Mr. Monk, come
Yeah.
on. You is curse Candia and you is curse Mr. Dames.
You know why I curse Candia?
I don't want to know why.
it's not
but
safe.
The thing what I'm trying to tell you.
You know why I curse
stop
Marvin?
cursing people out.
Marvin?
And spiritual advisor, you know better.
How should I refer to you? Because I'm not sure.
Stop it, because I wouldn't curse you out, so you don't.
But
curse.
you shouldn't curse me. I'm an old man. I'm old
Okay?
enough to be your uncle.
And Bannister, right? Because you talking about he cursing, you cursing too, Mr. Monka.
But I curse in a strange tongue.
Well, can we get it together then? Can you do better
What do you want me to do?
to stop cursing the people?
I
That's
promise
what
you,
called
I will
for.
not curse the people, only the politician. You take good care. Booyaka. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, hello,
Yes.
Mr. Moncur, how you doing?
Listen, I'm here struggling against the forces of evil led by
I'm your
Brent
spiritual
Sumner.
advisor.
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Okay, this is my first time caller. I'm
Welcome.
calling you from Freeport.
Okay.
Welcome, Freeport.
welcome.
I always watch the show, but I never called.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a little problem here. From the time I was working,
Yes.
and I was working now over 31 years.
Wow. Hello. She's gone.
She's back.
Yes, talk to me. You were working for 31 years. What happened? Yes, talk to me. You were working for 31 years. What happened? Speak to me.
Moncur,
Yes. Speak.
Mr. Moncur.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hi, I'm calling you for on a good note here.
Okay.
Um,
Talk.
Turn your TV down.
I was at a restaurant earlier today.
Yes.
The restaurant does not take credit card,
Okay.
and I didn't have any cash. And this nice young man
Yes.
didn't know who he was. He decided, okay, I'm gonna pay for your lunch.
All right.
And so I went to the waitress and I asked her who this person was. She said, oh, he comes in this restaurant frequently. And he works along with Wayne Monroe.
Really?
He's an attorney. So I just want to call and say, you know what? We do have good men out there.
Of course.
Didn't have to do that. And so I am so grateful. And I just want to say on television, Mr. Campbell, I thank you so very much. That was really, really a great thing you did today. I am so grateful.
Do you know that he is one of the man them?
I just wanted to let everyone know we do have good men out there.
Listen,
Okay.
all the men in the
Absolutely.
country are wonderful men. I thank you that you are a wonderful woman. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Speak to me.
Hi, Rodney.
Hello.
How are you?
Listen, I'm here. What's on your mind?
You are Pa Boone. You Pa Boone, Rodney.
You really think so?
Yes, you Pa Boone.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
If you'd like to make a call,
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
Sir,
Hey, Mr. Monco.
yes, sir.
Hey, yeah, that bill, I think if you look at it, that's an easy way for money laundering,
Wow.
They ain't look at that like that because, like you say, someone come here with $250,000, right?
Yes.
And one thing in the Bahamas, we don't keep track of the amount of money businesses make because we have no income tax laws.
That is true.
They could front and put drugs money with that, and they could go back and carry the money to the bank and say, well, I make such and such where they didn't
That's
even
what the
make that
FNM,
much.
that's what this is. The FNM is now trying to do money laundering.
That's what I think it's an easy way for money laundering, and I think
Wow.
you have some probably Bahamians in there who would give their money to certain people who are not Bahamians to come in to front their businesses too.
Wow.
There's plenty things that build that's very funny, and then you'll have people in position own all these companies from the backgrounds, and you wouldn't know what it is. But
Well, we have to
mainly
stop
about
now.
it is something to do with money laundering.
I thank you because I believe that flesh and blood did not reveal that to you.
Yeah, all right, check it out.
You're a great man.
Yeah.
Could it be that the FNM in government has found a sophisticated way to money launder? Because as it relates to work permit, Hubert Ingram, the former Prime Minister, pointed out that you got to know who the person is who's applying for the work permit, but not under this weightless, incompetent government. Y'all think me stupid, eh? Well, I might be stupid, but Papa and Philip Brave Davis ain't stupid. And I ready to march. This is Freedom March. We'll be right back after the break.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll. Bradley, to all the Haitian people, sac passe.
Nabule,
This is powerful.
Nabule.
Get your text ready. I'm going to bring you on in a second.
Quite a bit of text to read.
To the lady who sang for me at the school on my 60th birthday, I need you to call me at 10 after 6 this afternoon. Very important. My cell number is 434-5760. To the lady who sang for me on my 60th birthday at the school, call me this afternoon at 10 minutes after 6, because on Thursday it's my birthday. Okay? So I just wanted to say that. Now, before I leave this debate on the issue of bringing in these foreigners in what the FNM call the Commercial Enterprises Bill, I want to point out something to show you how stupid, God forgive me, the FNM government is. And I thank God for courageous nationalists like Hubert Ingram and Philip Brave Davis. In the objective of the bill, it says that this Commercial Enterprises Bill seeks to liberalize the granting of work permits to an enterprise that wishes to establish itself in the Bahamas and requires work permit for its management team and key personnel. Now, this is what Mr. Ingram said in today's Tribune. If you were to go to page 6, Mr. Ingram said that the national policy has been you get the work permit if there are no skilled Bahamians available. Let me repeat it. Papa, I blame you for this, you know. This is enough for me to get up in the middle of the road and just curse and carry on. I told Papa to come back. I said to Papa in all kind of meetings, Papa, this ragtag group don't know what they're doing. All right? So Papa reminds us what the national policy is. It has been, the national policy has been you get the work permit if there are no qualified Bahamians available. Okay? No skilled person. And so that is what he points out. And he goes on further to say, but it has never been that a company is entitled to a certain number of work permits. If that policy is going to change, and it appears to be changing, then it seems to me that there will need to be a national consensus between the political parties. That's what Papa's pointing out. See, Papa's sober. That is sober leadership. That is why Philip Brave Davis was compelled to warn investors all over the world. Go take it from Minis. You'll see when the PLP comes to power what will happen. And that is the level of stupidity. And now we have Peter Turnquest saying that what the PLP say is dangerous. You all think because you all got 35 seats, you all could run things, say. There has to be compromise and negotiation and sitting down in the interest of the nation. My spiritual advisor, get your thing. Because I'm going to say this quickly. Tomorrow, I will come back with an affidavit sworn on the 21st of November by a former Deputy Registrar of the Supreme Court, Ernie Wallace. He was supposed to appear before me in my capacity to swear this affidavit. But I thank God when they choose a notary public. His Excellency, the incoming ambassador to China, Sterling Quant. I have it. And in this affidavit, evidence is produced to show that there's fraud, the registrar signature, and that many of these court orders, I've always been suspicious, but by grab, today we will prove how they fraud the registrar signature. And Ernie say they lie on him. Can you imagine a quasi-judge, a deputy registrar, swearing an affidavit that he never perfected the court order and that somebody grabbed his seal and put it there? They bring the Supreme Court down to disgrace. I got it, but I'll save it for tomorrow. You hear me? You got to watch out for the court order. Now, when I go to court, and if they sign something for me, I'm going to look for the Chief Justice. If I can't find him, I'll meet him in the road. And I'll say, my Lord, there's do forgery in the Supreme Court. Did you sign this? And I know the Chief Justice is going to tell the police to lock me up. But I ain't going to have no other choice now because Ernie Wallace swore this on the 21st of November, where he demonstrates that justice has been stabbed in her most vital parts. I got it right here. All they do is fraud. They sell $2 million worth of land. Some white people and one of these distinguished banks. And even though the bank was notified in 2012 to beware, fraud is taking place, the bank gone right ahead. I will reveal the bank name because I have the order. It is bogus and fraudulent. And I want somebody to be locked up by the corruption unit. Let Carl talk, but he is officer of the court. Carl, this is what you ain't gonna touch, eh? Huh? I say, this order signed in our Supreme Court is a gangster order. You see how they allow me to case out the institutions with their stupid self? Huh? Right here. Sworn before Sterling Quant on the 21st of November this year. And filed in the court. All they doing. Tomorrow, I can ask the Chief Justice that at every day at the end of a court, every judge and registrar would bring their seal and signature, and I want him to lock it up. That's what I want. Because millions of dollars in fraud right here. A bunch of no good people doing up a bunch of nonsense. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monka. I take offense with you when you disrespect the Prime Minister by saying he has a hog heart. Mr. Monka, there are so many other words you can use to describe a person, but referring to somebody as having a hog heart is very disrespectful. And how dare you call Bahamian people stupid? It's offensive. Blessings, Mr. Monka. How many outsiders do we need in this country? Bahamians have a hard time to borrow $250,000 from a bank to get a house, let alone a business. What do you think about the bill, Mr. Monka?
We're going to kill the bill. Philip Brave Davis said the bill is no good, and the former Prime Minister Hubert Alexander Ingram has confirmed it is an evil bill. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My favorite talk show. Mr. Monka, the FNM had set a war room to flood your phone lines with calls. They ain't safe. You both are doing a wonderful job. I love you. God bless you. Keep up the good work. Keep their feet to the fire. This is one of the women them.
Oh, hallelujah.
Mr. Monka, tell all them Negroes who call you today and fool with you, rebuke them.
One, Mr. Conky I'm going to ask the people at Spanish Well to send him to the mainland, to the Conky people. Find that Conky Joe man and expel him to the mainland. Go ahead.
Let's see. This one is rather lengthy.
If it is scandalous,
It's lengthy,
I'm
it's
not
lengthy.
to be attacked.
Is there an email address that I can... Oh, no. Okay, please tell me what is the email address for the show now. Okay. Let's Mr. Monk, the Haitian boat was planned. The Haitians never came on that boat.
Yes, trying to turn the country against my people, the Haitian people. But I thank God for Papa wisdom. Papa's Haitian and I'm Haitian. Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, how come people are selling lobsters from fisheries on Facebook? What's going on with that?
I could use some lobster.
Hi, Mr. Monica. I want to know, is the day your birthday? If so, I would like to wish you a happy birthday.
My birthday, you can wish me a happy birthday. My birthday is Thursday. Thursday the 30th of November. And my brother's birthday is tomorrow, the 29th of November. And then my wedding anniversary is the 1st of December. So I'm just going to party. You know, I should have been young. I really would have partied the woman. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. It is known that when one or more persons are sick with the same ailment, it is an epidemic.
Yes.
The chickens have come home to
Yeah.
roost. That one is long. I can't read that one.
Good evening, Mr. Monka. Can you please send a congratulations to Interior Exterior on their new location in the old studio of Draperies Building on Wolf Road, a proud sponsor of your show. Thank you kindly. Listen, I salute y'all. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Let's see. Let's go back.
Monka, how are you? Shark is F&M. By grab, this is powerful. And Shark is Haitian too. Well, Shark passe.
Mr. Monkey, you're on the right track. There are some people in this country that do have a hog heart.
I have received an email telling me a text that I said yesterday, breezes. No, it was not breezes. It was sandal. All right? So Bush, what Bush name? Bush, whatever his name is. Stuart is sandal, not breezes. Breezes, I apologize. But you know, all y'all is Jamaican. So I made a mistake. Go ahead.
Let's see here. I have to go to another thing here.
Hi, Rodney Monka. How are you doing today? Did he hear NIB on strike? Man, I right here waiting for them to email me to let me know when to come by to collect my check. Another thing, my sister and I went to the courts to collect child support money. Would you believe they didn't have a check, so she couldn't get her funds? What do you think I should do? Go and tell Papa, Hubert Ingram, any F&M you have baby for, and they wouldn't mind the baby, but they know good self, go tell the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram. Go tell him.
Mr. Monica, you're not making any sense. Please tell me if you have ever seen a successful Negro government anywhere in the world. They need to bring in someone to help us, foreign investors, because we are going downhill fast. You speak as an ignorant man.
Well, you are ignorant because you obviously does not understand the bill. We are not opposed to foreign investment. We are opposed to this new method of dealing with foreign investment, which is silly. You don't allow people in your country for 30 days, then you say you could apply for work permit, and if you don't hear anything within 14 days, it is deemed that you have the work permit. That's stupid. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Monica. Why are you doing the people of Eleuthera like this, talking about TB? Are we going to hear this any more time during the week?
Yes, because let me give you a story. My father was born at Topham Bay, Eleuthera. His mother was a Carey. You got it now? So the Eleutherans are my people, and they're complaining to me. And they're telling me about their affair. And I've assured them I shall continue to say it. And that is why I call on the leader of the opposition in this country to approach the Prime Minister, so I could go to the leader of the opposition and say, Mr. Leader of the opposition in this country, do we really have this outbreak because it's important, very important to the overall health of the country and also to tourism. What tourists won't come to an island where there is rampant tuberculosis? Y'all think people stupid, eh? Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, to all those people who voted for the FNM and are losing their jobs right before the Christmas, this is so terrible. Let's see here. That's all the text. That's it.
That's all the text?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah.
Make sure,
Yeah,
because the people are spending their monies, and I want them.
Yeah.
So the woman who sang to me on my 60th birthday at the school, you got to call me at about 10 after 6 because I need to speak to you urgently. My birthday is Thursday, and my brother birthday is tomorrow. Mr. Monka, you are doing a great job. I thank you. Rodney, to all those people who voted for the FNM and are losing their jobs right before Christmas, that's good for them. Oh, no, don't say that. Okay? Just tell them to fax their MP. So, folks, the FNM as a party and government is being discredited every day. And Menace is being discredited because he speaks like, I don't know how to say. I don't know how to describe it. Menace, you must stop misleading us. You know, you took away portfolio from Rummy. And I don't know what you're all upset about. Because any man whose name is Rummy, don't be surprised if you find him drunk. And if you do, just raise your glass and toast to him. That's what's going on
I got a
in
text here.
the country.
This text says, Mr. Monica, the cruise ship that was scheduled to arrive today and allow passengers to come off and explore the Harbor Island shores have been denied access and was forced to anchor off Egg Island. The MP has refused to answer any question and has been tagged in several posts but remains silent. Why did the MP deceive the people during his town meeting and told us it would be allowed? He gave so many power to the second homeowners, white natives and rich folks. We are nothing to this government, and this is the reason clearly why I'm curious to hear what the MP has to say about the situation. Did I truly support the wrong government if they can't give the people a straight answer? And Mr. MP, your excuses are becoming boring. You've changed and not for the better, sir. The folks of Harbor Island should be angry and should take a stand against this. And they sent a photo of the ship.
Do they have the photo of the ship?
Yeah, and it's just parked
Please
off.
send me a photo of the MP. Who is the MP for Harbor Island?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Is it my friend? What my friend name? The tall Negro man who lives on Harbor Island. Mackey. Ricky.
Oh, yeah. Ricky Mackey.
Ricky
yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
I can't take these complaints. I want you to straighten things and make sure that the Negro people are happy. The Conkey Joe people don't need much, but the Negro people need plenty. So I want you to empower them. Okay, Ricky Mackey?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. I think this bill you have just read about from The Guardian will seek to benefit the minister proposing it in the areas of insurance, trade, and investment, which falls on this portfolio. Also, it seems at this early stage to create direct competition for small businesses operating in the country. Lastly, where are the economic zones to which the bill is supposed to open up?
Well, don't forget what the bills say. The so-called investor will make an application and will say to the government, this is where we want the economic zone. That's how it's going to be done. And there's something to note. Every portfolio that Brent Simonette has is designed for white people. Let me show you. When it comes to financial services, Brent Simonette, white people. As it comes to the question of work permits, Brent got immigration. You hear me? And I'll tell them something that Papa ain't say. Papa cannot believe that y'all are doing this. But I blame Papa, because I told Papa let's overthrow minutes before the election. And I went to Papa and I said to Papa, Papa, we got to move minutes, you got to come back. I keep saying that to Papa. And Papa, it isn't too late because Tommy Turnquist has already given the clarion call. And I'll tell you all a secret. When you hear Tommy talk, you hear the voice of Thompson Tommy, but it's the words of Papa. Because Papa has many men hidden in the country. And of course, one woman. Tomorrow, we should read what Candia has to say. I can't wait for Wednesday to see if I see the handwritings of Papa, because Papa is a master. Papa is a master, and Papa got plenty ace in the hole. And Candia is one of Papa ace. Yeah. So what's going on, my spiritual advisor?
I think, let me just read this.
You have more texts?
Let's see.
You come back tomorrow to talk about the court order, to find out how we could run such a slack judiciary that you could sign the registrar of the Supreme Court signature. And the next thing we know, pursuance to a non-court order, they sell over $2 million worth of land. Boy, this is a country, eh? This is a country. And starting tomorrow, every time you see a judge or a registrar signature on a document, go back to the judge and say to the judge, my lord, if it is a man judge, my lady, if it is a female judge, did you really sign this order? Because Ernie Wallace has swore this affidavit on the 21st of November that somebody fraud his signature. Got it right here, eh? Finally, we are catching up with the courts. Right here. Bunch of gangsters trapped in the administration of justice. Lord, I bring these Negroes before you who are in charge of powerful institutions, for they know not what they got. They know what they got. Now you could go, right? I know one lawyer. Suppose you need a divorce and the court them take too long. You ain't got to worry no more. He will grant the divorce. Isn't that powerful?
Oh, boy, Jenny. Mr. Monica, how was it that they
I want my wife to know that if I want a divorce, the court may take long, but by grab, there are people in our system who will corrupt the system. So I can be a good husband so the woman wouldn't divorce me. Go ahead, spiritual advisor.
This text says, Mr. Monica, how is it
if it's attacking me, I'm
No.
not taking any attack. Go ahead, read.
How is it that the gaming board sent home all those people, prominent people, with years yesterday, and they still have 5 persons still employed there who are on probation? Why is it that one of them is the daughter of the driver of Mr. Diagla, and one is the friend of the administrative assistant?
Well, I don't want.
Spotman.
Well, the Aguilar shouldn't send his driver daughter home. That would not be kind. But the Aguilar should keep all those Negroes there. All right? Simple as that.
Yeah, I understand the text, but I shouldn't have read that though.
Papa, I thank you for continuing to be man and to speak on matters of state. My God, Papa, how these ministers that you were supposed to be training turn out like this. Minister, Papa, is a disappointment. And I know your greatest disappointment gotta be Brent Simonet. But Papa, Brent is a Negro. Brent is a Negro, Papa, and clearly he does not understand the white man system. Because if Brent understood it, Papa, he would not be a part of this fiasco. Brent, are you a Negro? Brent Simonet Are you a Negro? And are you trained? Because there are many of us Negroes who understand the system. Brent, you're wrong for carrying menace down the slippery slope. And Brent, we shall not surrender sovereignty. And we want them foreign investors to know they better don't come. Because when the PLP returns to power, Philip Brave Davis has given us a national commitment to repeal the legislation. And Papa is the last prime minister who can have 2 terms. We can vote you all out every 5 years. So the foreigners will know there will be no consistent economic and political policy. As simple as that. My spiritual advisor,
until tomorrow.
give me a bump.
Yeah, we're winding
You're such
down.
a great man.
Yeah.
I thank God.
What a
for
show today.
nationalists. Papa's a nationalist. Philip Brave Davis is a nationalist. And together, we will join forces and keep, as Tommy Tinquest say, fire on the menace. Menace, we're going to put fire on you. We're going to put fire on you until you do that which is good. Lord, I bring my Negro government before you. Teach them sense. Teach them nationalism. And Lord, it is my prayer that you would make Brent Simonet a good Negro leader. This is Freedom March. The Negro government is on my mind. Tomorrow.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.